Last time I was here, my microphone, my lapel mic right here, this tiny mic, picked up an unusual flute-like sound. I assure you it was not staged, and it didn't sound like an atmospheric natural noise. I mean, I suppose a bird could have whistled something like that, but a bird was nowhere near this microphone. That's the thing. And I didn't hear any birds singing anything flute-like. So I'm going to record it with my iPhone. Maybe I'll pick up something, maybe I won't. But I did purchase a nice handheld digital recorder that supposedly records in high quality. We will find out. I guess I'll review it at the same time I use it for the first time. It's from China, but it has 2 microphones on the top, and it claims to be lossless. 16 gigabytes with a 64 gig upgrade optionable SD card. And I'm going to use it to try to record ghost-like phenomenon, EVPs, electronic voice phenomenon, made famous by the Warrens, the Warren couple, that I think they are the ones with that haunted museum. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but the Warrens were on Art Bell many times in the 90s, and I listened to many of their live shows. Very interesting couple. They would go to graveyards, they would record, and they would play back, and they coined the term EVP. And it's a famous term. Every ghost hunter knows about it. So let's talk about ghost hunting for a second. You know, I checked out a skeptic website last night, making fun of ghost hunter equipment specifically, saying it's pseudoscience and it's garbage science, it's nonsense. And I would have to partially agree, and I would have to partially disagree. I would say most definitely some of the stuff marketed as ghost hunting equipment is just some garbage that was repurposed and repackaged as ghost hunting equipment. But some of the stuff labeled as ghost hunting equipment does what you can't find anywhere else, so you're kind of forced to get it. I purchased, and it's coming soon, I guess, proximity sensor. And it's simply LED lights flash when something is walking towards it, or a table gets flicked, or any knocks or bangs, anything like that. It actually does what it says it does, and it's not pseudoscience. It is what it is. It's a device, kind of like a seismograph, that detects slight tremors, slight vibrations, slight anything in the room or anywhere near the device, which is a legitimate sensor that does sense movement, activity, knocks, noises. And in and of itself, it doesn't log it or anything. So I'm going to film it in a location where I think might be sensitive to such instances. I wish I could buy 10 of them and put them around and have 10 cameras. That's a big job. That's a lot of equipment for what science would see as nothing other than, congratulations, someone walked by and the thing went off. So you really have to have over the top too many cameras, too much crew. You have to have too much proof to prove even if something tiny really happened. I'm going to talk about ghost hunters. The show, other shows, amateurs, professionals, in quotes. There might be a few professionals in the world. If they get paid, I guess they can claim they're professionals. But the TV shows, the amateurs on YouTube alike, I have a gripe. And this goes back to the skeptic website I checked out last night. It said, "Where are all the ghosts? Where are the ghosts?" After 4 seasons, if you can't find a ghost, chances are they don't exist. And they're talking about some ghost hunting show. And that's a good point. But they also go into a really good point, even better. How come all these ghosts aren't trying to justify their murders? Specifically murdered humans, being human ghosts. Wouldn't they want to justify their murders and help the police solve the case of their missing body, or whatever the case may be, or missing killer? And that can be answered. The thing is, it can't be answered by any of these ghost hunter shows, amateur or professional. I've yet to hear a single one of these ghost hunter shows mention this. So a lot of people are going to consider it philosophy, but I happen to know it as a personal fact. That the second you die as a human, you go up into a dimension of human ghosts. Every single human goes up into a dimension of human ghosts. Now maybe that dimension of human ghosts is separated. Maybe like the horrible murderers are on the bottom, and maybe the people that never killed anyone are closer to the top. But it's still the same dimension. They go to a human ghost dimension, all right? Specifically these ghost hunter shows. They confuse paranormal activity, ghost activity, as being done by human ghosts. Some people will say this is a religious perspective, philosophical perspective, a dogmatic perspective, but I happen to know it for personal fact, that the second a human dies, their spirit goes into the human ghost dimension. And it's higher than a lower spirit dimension. So I've been saying this in many of my videos. Take it or leave it. I have had first-hand contact with invisible spirits, and I would say 99% of them were demonic, demons, not humans. I'd say the 1% of the time I've been contacted by human ghosts would be through dreams or through daydreams. Usually night dreams where I'm in REM sleep, but occasionally it's daydreams right after the individual died. The reason why none of these ghost hunter shows can capture ghosts is because human ghosts, they have a limited ability to contact us in this dimension. They go up high. My guess is at least the 6th dimension, maybe the 7th, maybe the 8th, 9th, or 10th, I don't know. And I get comments like, you don't know? You don't know either. This is just your opinion? A human being cannot speak without opinion taking place unless they're a robot or a parrot. This is my channel. I say what I believe. I believe what I say. Take it or leave it. The only time I've had contact with human ghosts would have been right after they passed, in a day dream, or even years after they passed in a regular dream during REM sleep in the middle of the night. And the type of contact is kind of personal, so I don't want to go into that. But I've had zero experience with poltergeists and ever confusing that phenomenon with human ghosts. 100% of the time, poltergeist activity, objects moving on their own, is going to be demonic related. Only demons do that. Human ghosts do not and cannot, even if they wanted to. Why can't they? Because of the separation of dimensions, which goes back to this skeptic website. It's the reason why human ghosts can't say, hey cop, here's my killer. Here's some clues, can you get and solve the case? Human ghosts are so detached from this world after they die that they don't even care. They don't even care about their killers. They don't even care about anything. So if you see psychics and mediums saying, oh yeah, I'm getting an impression that, yeah. Now, I would say 99% of the time that psychic medium's a liar. Or the only possibility that they're telling the truth would be if a demon is posing as a human ghost, feeding them false information. And that's where it gets into the realm of, oh, that's just dogma, that's just spiritual nonsense, that's just philosophy. Take it or leave it, but human ghosts don't contact very often because they're in the freaking human ghost dimension. Demons contact us rarely enough where scientists aren't sure if they're real, but enough where regular people do know they're real, but can't prove it very easily. So all these ghost hunting shows, they're hunting demons, and they don't even know it. All this equipment is to capture phenomenon from demons, and they don't even know it. They're actually demonologists, and they don't even know it. So if you get a voice on a recording device, it's not going to be a human ghost. It's going to be a demon 100% of the time. Human ghosts don't contact us via Ouija boards, via recording devices, via cameras. Those are always going to be demons. Why? Quite frankly, because demons have the ability, because they're in a lower dimension, the 5th dimension is my suspicion, and they simply have the ability, being at a closer proximity, a closer dimension to us. So they have the ability. Demons have the ability. Human ghosts do not. But human ghosts can say goodbye in a dream. Human ghosts can say goodbye in a daydream. And there are occasions, rare occasions, where human ghosts can sit down at a final family gathering and just sit back and watch the family, perhaps at a funeral. But short of something like that, human ghosts are up in their own human ghost dimension, and they don't have any connection to this physical world anymore. They're in a happier place. So that being said, every single ghost hunting show is hunting for demons, but these ghost hunting shows, they're not very successful, and I'll tell you why. Because a lot of these ghost hunting shows, you see them overacting, you see them staging fake evidence, you see them get nothing and they blow it up out of proportion for entertainment value. So I kind of glossed over why demons don't appear to ghost hunting crews. I totally glossed over and I jumped into new ghost hunting episodes coming soon, and when I say ghost, I mean demon. So why is it that these ghost hunting shows don't find too many ghosts? Like I said, they're going to be hunting for demons. How come demons don't pop up and just play tricks on the crew? Because demons are restricted upon certain rules. And one of the most powerful rules I've personally noticed, a pattern of, involves, does the person hunting for the spirit, do they believe in spirits? Because if they don't believe, and they're just acting, and they lean more atheistic and are approaching it from a joking perspective, a mocking perspective, an atheistic perspective, a non-believing perspective, demons aren't going to show up and appear. Demons live by a set of rules. One of those rules involves faith, believe it or not. If you have zero faith that spirits exist, do you think that demon wants to give you faith? Demons want humans at the zero faith level. Demons love humans at the complete, total, extreme atheistic angle of spirits don't exist. Demons love that angle the best. As everyone knows, the famous adage, the biggest scam the devil ever pulled was convincing mankind that he doesn't exist. And demons run by that same rule book. Demons don't want you to know they exist. Especially, they don't want you to have faith that spirits exist. Because the same second you have faith that negative spirits exist, you're going to have faith that positive spirits exist. The same second you have faith that devils and demons exist, you're going to have faith that angels and supreme beings exist. It's a yin and yang. It's a black and white. It's an polar opposites in the universe, positive, negative. It's pretty common sense and very logical. Demons know that humans have logic and can reasonably say, if a demon exists, it just popped up and showed up and put a bunch of evidence on this ghost hunting equipment that we put out to prove these spirits exist, then bam, I have faith. But a lot of these ghost hunting crews have zero faith. They lean towards the atheist angle. You see them acting. You see them overacting. Oh my gosh, what was that? You see them turn out the lights, and I didn't focus on it too much, but you don't need to turn out the lights. Demons are around us 24/7. More so in some places, less so in other places, but still around us 24/7. And I have witnessed them, a poltergeist specifically in the year 2011, with the lights on at 5:30 p.m., 6 p.m., with the lights on. And I didn't need to have any ghost hunting equipment. I didn't need to have the lights off. But that was a rare scenario. But one of the reasons it appeared to me is I already knew spirits were real. I already had faith, a perfect faith, knowing for a fact spirits were real. It's one of the reasons it appeared to me. It was safe, playing by its own rules, knowing that showing up wouldn't change my faith in spirits because I already had a perfect faith in spirits. So if you're a ghost hunter, a demon hunter, whatever the case, and you have zero faith that spirits are real, you approach it from a mocking perspective, you're not going to have any evidence. They're not going to show up because they don't want to increase your faith. They love the fact that you have a low faith level. That's one of the things that all of these ghost hunter shows seem to gloss over. None of them have too many members that even believe spirits, let alone a spirit dimension, exists. I know for a personal fact, multiple spiritual dimensions exist. The lowest ones with demons, negative entities. The slightly higher ones with human ghosts, too far detached from this earthly realm to make contact. So if you're going to grab a Ouija board and try to contact Marilyn Monroe, it's going to be a demon pretending to be Marilyn Monroe, if you even have that experience. Most of the time, it's going to be nothing happening. It's going to be nothing. But on the rare occasion something happens, it's going to be a demon imitating a human ghost. And even in those scenarios, it's going to be pretty rare. But I will run a few experiments to at least let people know that, hey, I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is, because a lot of people just hear my words and they're not seeing any actions. Even if I don't get much proof, you will at least see I've invested money in some ghost hunting equipment and run a few legitimate tests where I'm not mocking the situation. I already know spirits exist. So that's the perspective I'm approaching these experiments coming soon. Back to the video. I'm going to be doing a little bit of ghost hunting, and when I say ghost hunting, I mean demon hunting. Unlike the cartoon by Jaden Smith, Will Smith's son, on Netflix, it's not a fantasy, it's not fiction. Demons really exist. You can't really hunt them, but you can get minimal evidence of their existence. Minimal. There's a case where a guy had a Polaroid camera, and he took photographs, and he asked the spirit questions. And he would write answers on the Polaroids. And the people from Polaroid, or professional photographers, made sure it was sealed. And I'm going to try to reproduce that, but I have to grab an old camera, and chances are it's not going to happen. Chances are a spirit's not going to communicate via a Polaroid photograph. But it's one of those off-the-wall things that I'm willing to at least try once. So the new show isn't going to be all about ghost hunting, but occasionally a little bit of ghost hunting here and there. And by ghost hunting, I mean demon hunting. And by demon hunting, I mean simply showing the evidence of demons all around us 24/7. These ghost hunting shows, they turn off the lights, and they use night vision. It's true, demons prefer the dark, so perhaps demons will come out in the dark a little bit more than they're going to come out in the light, but I guarantee you, demons do come out with the lights on. I've seen demons come out with the lights on firsthand. Check out my documentary, The Demon Poltergeist Haunting of John Razimus. That was just a tiny snippet of what happened to me. I didn't detail every single day. I don't even remember the day that I first saw that first demon. And when I say saw, I didn't see with my eyes. I heard it with my ears. I felt it, and I felt it on a different level. I'm going to have to purchase a new battery for this old phone from Verizon. Charge it up. And maybe take it to the Verizon store and see if I can get an old text message. I texted someone the next day after it happened. And their response was real casual, like, oh, okay, that's cool. No, it's not cool. Seeing a demon pop up in your room is not cool. But they were so skeptical of the information that they casually were like, whatever, you're probably making it up. I'm not making it up. No one goes to the lengths I've gone to make hundreds of videos on the subject. Hundreds of hours of videos on the subject, unless it actually happened, or that person is crazy. I assure you I'm not crazy. Stay tuned, new shows coming soon, some ghost themed. There are definitely a lot of hoaxing channels out there. This is not one of them. Whatever you see on this channel is going to be real. I haven't conducted any experiments yet. 0 experiments. So I have no idea what's going to happen. Either nothing or something. It may be small. If anything big happens, I'm going to cut it off. It's going to be over. I'm going to stop the ghost hunting investigation altogether, which is, of course, demon hunting investigation. I don't know, I get the suspicion I'm being watched right now. Interesting. Got the suspicion I'm being watched right now. I wonder who it is. I wonder who is watching me. This is interesting. Let's pan the camera. Let's pan the camera. Just got a sudden suspicion I'm being watched, as you can see. Let's take it 365. There's no one anywhere around here, but I'm sure you've had that sensation before. You felt like you're being watched. Wonder if someone's watching me. I suspect invisible entities watch this show as it's being recorded, and they watch you watch the show. Invisible creatures are everywhere. Everywhere. They're undetectable most of the time. But as pseudoscientific as these ghost hunting equipment devices are, some of them do focus on certain spectrums that can detect higher dimensional entities, in my opinion. On a small scale, on a scientific level, probably not very well, but enough to detect footprints where there shouldn't be any footprints, tapping, knocking where there shouldn't be any tapping or knocking. Which is why I did purchase that device. And I purchased a couple electromagnetic frequency meters. I purchased a couple of those, test those out, EMF meters, and I will do a review and test those out. So let's fly this. I thank you for watching. This has been John Razimus. Be seeing you.